it'll never be worse than that. So if you can do this, you can do that, all right? Are you with me? Yeah. Okay. We have 304 not so happy but constituents, but ones whose ears feel a lot better today. General Brahms, would you like to come up and say a word? I'd like to introduce to you General David Brahms, retired general from the United States Marine Corps. Come on up, David.
Ellen underscored what we need to do, and that's to continue to be parochial, to focus on flipping the 49th, and to ensure in November there's at least one and perhaps two blue candidates running in the general. The danger we have is being taken away from that focus into a more Catholic, with a small c, a more Catholic focus on what is happening nationally. Put that away. Those of you who believe that the angels are going to sing this year as Donald Trump is led away simply don't understand the process. He is not going to be impeached. It takes a member of the House of Representatives to offer charges, and that those charges be reviewed by a House committee and ultimately presented to the House of Representatives for a vote, and by a majority vote, impeach. Impeachment has occurred in 2 times in our nation's history. President Johnson after the Civil War and President Clinton. Nixon did about face and ran away with the prospect of being impeached. But that's not the end of it. That sounds like the end of it. He's been impeached. Goodbye. Wrong. We must then have a due process trial in the Senate of the United States. And that requires a trial in which the members of the Senate, 2/3 of them, must find the president guilty. Now think back as to who is sitting in the seats in the House of Representatives and in the Senate of the United States. It ain't gonna happen. And it ain't gonna happen when we flip the House this fall, which is predictable. It ain't gonna happen because we're not going to flip the Senate. Oh, those of you who are constitutional scholars say, wait, the 25th Amendment. He is mentally unsuitable. Why don't we drop kick him through the goalposts of life as unsuitable psychologically? Sorry, the 25th Amendment requires the vice president, who might be motivated, by the way, and the majority of the cabinet to indicate that he is mentally unfit. At which point he would lose his presidency, and if he contested, then we would go back to the Congress. It ain't gonna happen, period. And by the way, he will, and this is a prediction, drop kick the deputy AG out of office, and with that, in the face of advice to the contrary, Robert Mueller. And you know what? Probably nothing is going to happen. That's the real world. And if that doesn't work, my greatest fear is that he will start a war. That will now bring America together and put them in support of him because we have the troops in danger. You think that's impossible? My first war was the Dominican Republic. We are still trying to figure out what the hell we were doing there and what the legal justification is. How about Venezuela? What a great place. It has the same kind of setup as we had in the Dominican Republic. And by the way, our Secretary of State still believes the Monroe Doctrine is a legitimate and vital doctrine. So don't put that away. So watch CNN, watch MSNBC, and occasionally Fox to see what's going on. But don't put yourself in a position where you know that's gonna fix things. You are misusing energy and misusing what's happening here. We must stay parochial. We must flip this district. To hell with Donald Trump. Hooray for the 49th.
All right,
And
Costa del
folks,
Sol
that
at a
means
rally
we do not
outside of
eat
Republican
our own.
Congressman Daryl Ice's Vista office.
You know
Thank you
what
for joining
happens
me.
when a dictator is